Hey there! In this video, I want to talk about something that I haven't quite touched on yet within TickTick, and that is templates. I first want to go over the traditional way that you use templates within TickTick, using the template functionality that TickTick offers. And then secondly, I want to go over a slightly different way to use templates that might be more useful when it comes to more complex projects. Hello, I'm Joshua Best. Alright, so jumping in here to TickTick now, I first want to cover the traditional TickTick template functionality. So to start with, I'm just going to create a task. And I'm going to call this task Pack for a Trip. I'm going to hit enter to create the task. And let's see, I want to create a checklist within this task. So I'm going to hit this checklist icon over here in the upper right of the task details pane. And this lets me enter different checklist items. So I'm going to say I need to pack phone charger, computer charger, computer, phone, wallet, clothes, and toothbrush. And let's call that good for now. And the other thing I can do is I can add some description up above the checklist. So I'm going to say, make sure to get the red suitcase from the basement. Okay, so now I have this task that's packed for a trip, and it has some description and it has a checklist. In order to save this as a template, I just come down here to the More menu and choose Save as Template. It asks me to enter a template name, so I'm going to call this Pack for a Trip. And then I'll click the Save button. So now I have that template saved. And I actually don't even need this task anymore, so I can just come over here and I can right click and say delete, because I don't need that task. And so now the next time that I'm getting ready to go on a trip, I might come out here to TickTick and say, prepare for Florida trip. And instead of hitting enter right there, I come over here to the right arrow down, and I select add from template, and I pick my pack for a trip template. And it adds my description and it adds my checklist. And so that's the most basic way to use templates within TickTick. A couple other things I want to point out here. If I want to change this template, let's say I no longer need to remember my phone, for example, I can just say delete this, and maybe I want to remember my teddy bear instead. In order to update my template, I just come out here to the More menu, select Save as Template again, and give it the same name I gave it the first time, which is Pack for a Trip. And then it's going to let me know, hey, a template already exists with that same name. Do you want to replace it? And you can say confirm. Yeah, go ahead and confirm that. And so now my template is updated. And I can confirm that by going to my settings, by clicking on my profile picture, clicking on settings, and going to the template section of settings. So this section actually shows me all of the templates that I have saved within my profile. The first thing I want to point out here is that up at the top, there are sections for task templates and a separate section for note templates. So note templates work the exact same way as task templates. They just appear here in this other section within settings. So flipping back over to the task templates, I can see my new template, Pack for a Trip, right up here at the top. If I click on it, I can get a preview of that template. And if I wanted to create a new task using this template from here, I can do that by clicking the Apply button. And so it says it was successfully added to the inbox. If I click Done, I now have another task in my inbox called Pack for a Trip, and this comes directly from my template. You can see it used the updated template with my teddy bear as part of the packing list there. So TickTick's template functionality can be useful for something simple like a packing list or maybe a grocery list. Anything that's basically a simple checklist, that makes sense to use a TickTick template. But what I've come across is that sometimes we have more complex projects, especially maybe work-related, where maybe we have a project that is multiple tasks, and maybe those tasks have subtasks. Maybe those tasks have details within those tasks and subtasks. And so in that case, what I'm going to suggest is a slightly different approach. So follow me for just a second. Let's create a new list. And I'm going to call this template for project. And it's going to be a task list. And I'm also going to create a folder. So I'm going to create a new folder, and my folder name is going to be called templates. And I'm going to choose a different emoji here for my template folder just to distinguish it from any other folders that I might have. So I'm going to go ahead and just give it the thumbs up emoji. Okay, and I'm going to click save. So now over here on the left side, you'll see I have a templates folder. Underneath that templates folder, I have template for project. Now bear with me as I fill out a kind of mock project with quite a few different details. Okay, so I've kind of built out a mock project here. This one kind of related to maybe a software system that we're building. So you can see that we have tasks and we have subtasks. I also want to come in here and give one of the tasks maybe a checklist. So I'm going to go into workshop for topic A, and I'm just going to give a few checklist items. Okay, and over here on workshop for topic B, I want to give some description. Okay, now I have at least one task that has a checklist and another task that has some description. And now my template is saved. You can see, I've already called this list template for project, and it's within my templates folder. So now let's say that I have a new project coming up and I want to use this list as my template. What I can do is I can just right click on this list, select the duplicate option. It creates a new list with template for project copy as the name. So the first thing I want to do is just rename this. And I'm just going to call this blue project. And I'll give this an emoji here. And I'm going to click save. And then I'm just going to drag it out of the template section over into my main task list. So now I have a new list that's set up for my new project, which is the blue project. And it already has all of the tasks that I need to do a project because I copied it directly from my template for a project. And all of those tasks have their associated subtasks, as well as any checklist items that I've created within the template, and any description that I have created within the template. Okay, so this is just another approach to using templates within TickTick. It's not the native template functionality within TickTick, but I do think it might be a little more useful than the native template functionality within TickTick, especially when you're working on projects that have multiple tasks. Those tasks have subtasks. Maybe those tasks have checklists and other details within them. This might be the way to go. So let me know in the comments if you use templates within TickTick. And if so, do you use the traditional native template functionality within TickTick? Or do you use something more like the second approach where you might create a list as the template and then duplicate that list when you need it? Well, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.